watching, waiting. Don't look. He'll see you. Don't move. He'll hear you. Don't breathe. You're dead.
Sounds like a bunch of look a wicka wicka.
Damn, a little wicka.
Can you hear the party next to me, by the way? There's like, I don't know what it is. I think it's the bar that's like close to my office, and they blaring some music.
Nah, bro. Why they didn't invite us?
Right? Side note, Leonard Skinner's playing tonight. Did you know that?
Cool. They're a racist, so
Mm-hmm.
Sweet Home Bambalamba.
The sweet home, to bang your cousin. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to Creepy Camp. Meh.
That was really good.
That's the intro, right?
Yeah, it is now.
Let's do that every time.
What's up, YouTube?
Like, comment, subscribe, and for our next video, we're gonna kill John. Sick.
We're gonna give a homeless guy a cheeseburger and film it in 4K. Whoa!
Then we're gonna take that shit away from him because we don't care.
Pretty much. All right. So this episode, we decided to talk about 2023 theatrical horror releases. Some of which we've seen already. Obviously, some that aren't out yet, but we watched trailers for. First one on this list is well, okay.
Sorry, that makes a lot more sense now of why the list is the way it is. I was just looking up upcoming horror movies of 2023. I forgot we're doing just theatrical. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why
I forgot the point of the video. Thanks.
It's okay. First one on this list is Megan. We still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I sort of feel bad about that, to be honest. Like, I feel like we should have seen it at this point, but we still. Well, I know you didn't. You didn't want to spend money on it going to a theater.
Yeah, and now we can stream it.
Yeah. So what's it on now? I don't even know what it's streaming on.
We'll figure it out. We'll watch it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong. We had very low expectations going into that movie, so we weren't super excited to see it. However, then we found out this person directed it, also directed Housebound, which is arguably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, horror comedy. So hopes got a little better, but we just never
got around to seeing
really cared. Yeah, we just never really cared too much to watch it. It just looked like a remake of the new Chucky, pretty much, and didn't catch our interest. Not to sound gatekeepy, obviously. It's just like, I don't know. It just wasn't something we put first priority.
For sure. But I mean, like, I've heard good reviews.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed things. Like, obviously, in that horror group we're in, I don't trust anybody in that thing, so it's very hit or miss. From people we know who watch a lot of movies and a lot of horror movies, they said it's mostly pretty decent from what I remember.
Yeah.
Didn't Haley say?
I think she said she liked Megan, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, we'll watch it.
Watch it eventually.
We've been lazy on it. That's our own fault. So we'll get back to it. It's fine.
What do we have next on here? Ennismen. I don't know how you pronounce it.
No clue. Someone's definitely going to correct us.
Ennismen.
Someone's going to correct our ass. I know that.
That movie is coming out. I don't remember. It was in January. I don't remember the exact date. But that movie looks dope.
Wait, in January? So it already came
apparently
out?
It came out in January. Yeah, we just haven't seen it yet. But
there's no way, because we were in the theaters and wasn't there another trailer for it?
I think that was the same trailer.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It was the same trailer, but they were still showing the trailer, so it clearly hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless it came out in if it came out in another country.
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't released yet. The release date in the US is March 31st.
Okay, forget everything I just said. Dope. But yeah, that we'll talk about it anyway. That movie looks sick. It looks like The Wicker Man meets The Lighthouse meets Midsummer. Very
Yeah, I don't. It's
Very 70s.
very 70s grit. Like it's almost like OG Texas Chainsaw meets yeah, like the Wickerman or the Lighthouse. I guess it's based on a woman who goes out to um what's the word? Research like a special flower or something like that, and things start to get very cosmic and strange. I don't know if it's like Lovecraftian or
I
not.
don't know. It's definitely culty too, though.
Yeah, so it seems like it might have sort of a Lovecraftian vibe to it, maybe. But they usually try to hide that from you, so it's hard to
Yeah,
tell. And then it's like there's no doubt a cult version of it, or at least a variety to it because of the like all the nuns or whatever dancing on a cliff behind her and shit
yeah.
like that. So it looks interesting. I think old school like horror lovers will really enjoy that movie, but I the trailer kept it very ambiguous. I have no fucking idea what it's about.
I think that makes me want to see it more.
Well, yeah, because at this point, I don't even like watching trailers. Like, give me maybe a 5-second clip of a trailer, and that's all I need
Yeah.
on whether I'll decide to watch it or not. Most big theatrical releases in horror, I'll probably go to the theaters to see. Most,
And
not all.
I feel like for the most part, that's the only time we actually see trailers is because we're
Yeah,
sitting in front of the screen anyway. I don't watch
yeah.
trailers at home.
Well, that's funny because like I'm on YouTube 24/7, but for some reason I never come across like horror trailers, and I don't know why. Because I feel like I watch them, or at least have
Yeah,
a lot of horror content, so you think
I
they'd
feel
pop
like
up.
it's a lot of people that upload them on TikTok too, just as content.
True. Yeah. TikTok is probably where I find majority of stuff like that. At least if it's under the radar type of stuff. But yeah, I guess it just depends heavily on the movie itself.
Yeah. Next on the list was Skinamarink, which we saw. We've seen it
Twice.
twice. Um, for those of you who still haven't seen it, the theater watch is cool, but I think it spreads out the static too much and makes it too noisy. So I think your best viewing experience is in a dark room with headphones on. Um, Skinnamarink not for everybody. A lot of controversy. A lot of people
Yeah,
love it. A lot of people really hate it.
it's a very divisive horror film. We've talked about this. I did a review for it. It was my number one of 2022. My first watch was a really fun experience because obviously we watched it at like 2 in the morning in a dark room where I think it has more of an effect because you're home and it just makes more sense in that environment. When we saw it in a theater, you can definitely see its flaws, and it's hard to watch a movie like that in a theater because don't get me wrong, I love that movie, but it drags. Like it definitely has its flaws, and I think the biggest flaw is pacing. It probably should have been about 20 to 30 minutes shorter. I think in a dream like a dream world.
Agreed. Yeah,
Um and it would have made more sense. But like you said, it's not for everybody. It's never going to be for everybody. A lot of horror fans, or at least horror fans who only go to see theatrical releases and don't watch much anything else, are going to hate that movie because it's not some big production, whatever. But the fact
yeah,
that Kyle Edward Ball got away with what he did for $15,000 and made a very atmospheric, divisive horror film that could, one, not only gross, didn't it gross over millions of dollars or something like that, or like
yeah.
nine hundred
It did a
thousand dollars?
lot. It did a lot of
Yeah,
gross.
for a $15,000 budget, man, do your thing, bro. I think we're definitely going to see a lot more from him. I'm very curious as to what. I don't know if
Yeah,
he'll stick to stuff like that or if he'll continue to sort of be in that noir niche horror environment because I feel like his budget is what limited him. But if he has more of a budget to work with now, what might he actually do?
for sure.
So I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
And then we got an affinity pool.
Still didn't see it.
Yeah, we're bad about that too. We meant to go see that in theaters, but we waited and then we ended up seeing
Yeah, I don't remember what we saw instead of Infinity Pool.
crap. Knock at the Cabin?
No, I think it was something before that too.
I swear in my life that's what it was. We
It,
went
it,
to the
it
theaters and saw something.
very well may have been Knock at the Cabin.
Bunker. Was it Bunker too?
No, Bunker was way later.
Infinity I think Infinity Pool was still in theaters though when we saw Bunker.
Yeah,
So yeah, well, basically we got caught up with other movies. I want to say it was Knock at the Cabin. So we decided between both. It was definitely Knock at the Cabin. I remember having that conversation. Um, so we were like, we'll go see this first, and then we'll go see Infinity Pool because M. Night Shyamalan is so fucking hit or miss. So we were like, okay, let's see if we like this or not. And we just never got around to seeing Infinity Pool. We've heard very mixed things about it. I mean, we've heard
I
Mia
mean,
Goth's
it's a
character.
Cronenberg, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
weird.
And the last thing he did was Possessor, right?
Yep.
So I mean, I didn't hear raving things about it. I heard it was interesting to say the least. I didn't really hear anyone say it was awful,
Yeah.
aside from not liking Mia Goth's character. Apparently, she's
Yeah.
really
I've only heard that
annoying.
she's really annoying. Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, if she's playing her part, then she's probably meant to be annoying in the movie. But yeah, we need to get around to watching it. It looks interesting. I'll probably watch in the next week or so if I can.
Yeah.
I have so many things on my list to watch at this point. Once again, it wasn't one of those movies that crept up in the priority list to be like, yeah, I really want to watch this. Whereas Knock at the Cabin, sort of. What are you doing?
Don't mind me. I'm itching my forearms on my computer chair. Leave me alone. I'm an adult and I can do what I want.
I was so confused. All I see is you rocking back and forth, and I'm just like, is this man having a seizure? What the fuck?
No.
But Knock on the Cabin obviously was a bit of
Yeah,
a priority.
it's next anyway on the list.
Well,
So,
yeah, I was gonna segue to it, but it's just
yeah.
like that movie.
Another Shyamalan miss for me.
Yeah, I mean, that movie's just very forgettable. I mean, the acting performances are awesome. Batista's performance is phenomenal in that film, and it definitely shows that he can expand past just Guardians of the Galaxy and other stuff. Like he's a legitimate actor.
Yeah.
But stop yawning. How dare you?
Shut up. Shut up.
I'm gonna yawn in a second. Okay.
Stop yawning. Close your mouth.
I don't wanna.
I hope you eat a bug.
That's rude. I'm gonna fight you for that later. Not really. All right, so
Okay, who wants to see us fight during an episode?
fucking but no, that movie was okay. Like it wasn't anything incredible. Shyamalan definitely has better movies. I think at this point, I'm more surprised of how big of a director he is because majority of his catalog is not great.
Yeah, a lot of them bomb.
Because I mean, we're talking Knock at the Cabin, we're talking Old, we're talking. Let's. I'm trying to go back to all his films at this point. What were the last films he even made?
Uh,
The Visit was good, but
and did he
not
do Glass as well?
incredible.
I know he did Split. Did he do Glass?
Yeah, because Split, Glass, and Unbreakable are all in the same
Yeah.
universe. So he did all those, which are fun. They're not in. I think Unbreakable is probably my favorite of all of them because it started
Me too.
that universe. Hold on, let me go back. Trying to think of what were his. Yeah, because he also did The Last Airbender, which we don't talk about. He did. Didn't he do Lady in the Water?
I think so, but I could be wrong.
That movie wasn't good either. And then The Happening is arguably a horror comedy that's not meant to be a horror comedy. But then
the alternative, you can watch Bird Box.
And then you go back to like his older stuff, and you got The Village, Signs, Sixth Sense, etc. So I don't know. A lot of his catalog, I guess, lately, his newest stuff has just been not great. Like the last good movie to me that he made was probably. I don't think Glass was bad, but like Split was probably the most notable movie, especially given James McAvoy is the main actor, and then The Visit before that. So, but then but then he also made After Earth, which, gross. So, I don't know. Old was not good. Like I wanted Old to be good, I really did, but I didn't enjoy it that much. And the twist was just sort of whatever. I think that was the big thing for me. He's known for his twist and Knock at the Cabin. I won't spoil anything, but it was predictable. Like nothing
Yeah, literally exactly what he said was going to happen happened.
happened. Yeah, it's like the entire movie and the trailer and the setup. You're like, okay, cool. Are these people crazy? Is this actually a thing? What's gonna happen? Blah 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 blah. And it plays out exactly
Yeah.
how you expect it to play out. Not to mention, that's also like the first time I've seen Rupert Grint in like anything in the past 20 years, I feel like, aside from Harry Potter. And
Well, I mean, besides the show I keep telling you to watch, Sick Note.
oh yeah, I keep forgetting he is in that.
Man, that is a dark comedy, boy. If none of you have seen Sick Note, it's fucked up. The
He's
fucked
sad.
up stuff.
He's sad. But yeah, I mean, and wasn't in it for very long. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, sorry. But yeah, I don't know. That movie wasn't anything incredible to me.
Quit yawning.
Man, I'm tired apparently.
Bro, you just woke up.
Yeah, I took a nap and woke up at like 7:30. That was not a good idea. So yeah, it's whatever. It was okay. Don't think it's anything noteworthy, but worth one watch. Sure, I'll give it that.
There are way better end of the world movies to watch instead of Nog at the Cabin.
Yeah, I think the whole purpose of it, once again, spoiler warning. But I guess the whole twist was supposed to be the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, or like they're
Yeah.
the opposite of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, or whatever, because like they didn't actually want to be there and do what they were told to do, or whatever. I don't know, but if that's the case, I'd rather watch like Red State.
Seabiscuit.
Sure.
You know, for real horses.
Seabiscuit. We'll go with Seabiscuit.
Real horse movie. But yeah, there's way better end of the world films.
Yeah, so I'd say watch it once, but some people might have a different opinion on it, but it was okay.
Yeah.
What we got next?
Winnie the Pooh.
Still haven't watched that either. We're bad right now.
I don't really plan on it either.
Yeah, I heard only bad things about it.
Did you expect it to be good when you found out they were making a movie about it?
Honestly, if they didn't take it too seriously, I think it could have been a fun concept. But because if you think about it, if I remember correctly, most like Disney animated films and stuff like that are actually taken from very dark stories.
Oh,
So,
a lot of them, yeah.
something like that too, like obviously, which is like a children's thing or whatever, and turning it the other way around could be fun. Just make it sort of entertaining. Don't take yourself too seriously. Obviously, it's low budget. Have a good time with it. Make it a little satire, you know? But I
Yeah.
heard that's not what it is at all. Like they took it very seriously, and it's not good. I want to watch it out of pure curiosity,
Yeah, I feel that.
but at the same time, I don't want to waste my time. But I waste my time on probably 90% of the movies I watch, given most horror movies are garbage. Let's be real. But as a horror fan, you just watch them because they're fun sometimes.
If we can find it streaming, maybe we'll do like a TikTok live of something where we watch it and give commentary.
I'd be down for something like that. I mean, is it streaming anywhere?
I don't know yet.
Because
It was in theaters February 15th. So it's been in just over 2 weeks.
It has a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's one of the lowest scores I've ever seen.
Which is wild because Leprechaun has a 0.
True.
And I'd rather watch Leprechaun.
It's got a 50% on audience score, which I tend to trust a little bit more, but
okay.
I don't know about that, man. It's also an hour and 40 minutes long.
That's way too long, y'all.
Like most horror movies,
way too long.
Yeah, I think most horror movies should only be like an hour and a half and under, unless they're something that's much more detailed and elaborate, trying to make a point. Like obviously, like Ari Aster films, or that needs the time, obviously. But for a concept like that, you do not need an hour 40. Just like Bunker, like that was a theatrical release we don't even have on here. Now think about it.
Yeah, I totally forgot to add it on there.
Or just Bunker, more like Bukake. I guess we can segue into that if you want to talk about Bunker.
Oh, I would love to talk about Bunker. Have you ever been in the war and then broke into a bunker and found a man, like stabbed, like literally stabbed to a cross with giant cutlasses through his hands?
Too.
And he's wrapped in barbed wire, and then it turns out he's like a plant demon thing, and there's
He's the host for a cosmic Lovecraftian
yeah,
monster.
and there's goo, lots of goo, and they made the goo white. So think of the only white goo you can think of off the top of your head. Man takes a facial full of goo. There's goo everywhere. There's shit exploding. The movie wasn't very good, but it was more just weird.
It's
I think
it's
it's worth a
very much a
watch.
Lovecraftian film. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
it's a low budget Lovecraftian limited theater release. We had to drive like 30, 40 minutes to a theater that was showing it
And they
because we
only
were
had 2
curious.
showings that day.
Yeah, because we had seen the trailers and we were like, okay, why not? We'll see it. We had nothing better to do, and it was also $6 Tuesday, so we're like, okay, let's.
I really wish it was a lot more intense, though. The trailer made it look like it was gonna get wild,
Yeah,
and he's just like, "I'm mad."
I mean, it was pretty wild when Homeboy was just taking a big nut on his face, but aside from that, uh,
A Lovecraftian nut.
band name, I like it. For those of you that don't know, we have a giant list of just shitty band names we come up with all the time. So Lovecraftian Nut coming to a bar near you. But yeah, that movie wasn't. It was low budget. It's what you expected it to be, I guess. It wasn't paced very well. It was pretty slow, and it's just a bunch of dudes going crazy in a bunker. And then they have a Lovecraftian element to it with a bunch of with a bunch of jizz. If you want,
He also looked like a big Groot.
he did. He did look like Groot. If you want more entertainment, either watch the movie and then just read all the Letterboxd reviews, or don't watch the movie and just read the Letterboxd reviews. Because the Letterboxd reviews were comedy gold.
They were way better than the movie.
I was crying. I would give the movie a 5-star rating more because of the reviews alone. That's it.
I think we gave it a 2. We give it a 2, 2.5.
Yeah, 2 out of 5, something like
that. Okay, so
yeah.
The reviews get a 4.
Easy.
Alone.
Easy.
And I think there's like 2,000 of them.
Something like that. It's just like what is it? Bunker, more like Bukake, or what, like the Semen Demon that came out, or oh man, I like one that just said like, oh my god, what was it?
There were so many.
Oh, there were so many good ones, bro. Oh, some of the funniest shit I've ever read. I was dying.
Do yourself a favor and go read the Bunker reviews on Letterboxd.
Yeah. Okay, movie. Worth one watch, maybe, but it's nothing incredible. It's definitely interesting, to say the least, but it's like a mix of Death Watch, if you've ever seen Death Watch, which is like early 2000s, I think.
I don't remember when it came out.
Maybe not. No, 2000s, I think. 90s? No, 2000s. Which is like military, paranormal-ish. I don't know how to explain it. The most famous scene from it is the barbed wire like comes alive and starts going through this dude's cheek and shit, and it's pretty brutal. It's honestly a fun movie. I enjoy that movie. It's sort of underrated.
Yeah.
But it's a combination of that and Pornhub. Put them together and you get Bunker. And then Bust the Nut. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what happens when you bust a nut? 9 months later, you've got Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn came out. Children of the Corn came out March 3rd. I'm not gonna go see it. I'm not gonna waste my money.
That was the best segue I've ever heard.
You're welcome.
Is that what you were trying to stew open your head for like the solid 2 seconds you were silent? You were like, wait,
that was literally a last minute thing that came out, and I'm fine with it. Children of the Corn came out on the 3rd. Again, I'm not wasting my money to see it. I honestly don't even think the original's that good.
Yeah, like, and there's like
But
9 of them. I don't even know, like 9, 10, 11 of them. Like that's one of those installments or franchises that just does not need anything else. It's not nearly as popular, obviously, as Friday the 13th or Halloween or whatever. So I don't even know how it keeps getting installments. And then it, the original's okay, but the remake looked like the trailers alone look terrible. Like, she's not intimidating. Like, Malachi, it was Malachi, right? He's the
yeah,
original. He's way more intimidating, at least somewhat scary, I guess. But like the new trailers look cheesy. Like, they tried to make do with what they could with whatever budget they had, but it's a decent theater release, and people know what Children of the Corn is.
they didn't
But
even have to spend budget on location. They just found a field in Nebraska and was like, "Yo, we're gonna film here."
right? But it looks like a B movie. Like,
Yeah, like, and they didn't even say Outlander in the whole trailer.
nope.
And from
So
those of you who have seen the trailer and have seen the original, they try and make the monster, which is a storm in the original, into like a physical being to what it seems anyway. And I was just like, that's stupid. They
yeah,
made a digital pixel art orange monster in the original one and it just ate Malachi. Like, that was it. That's what we needed.
yeah.
We didn't need anything past the first one, and now we get a remake because Hollywood is stupid.
They're running out of ideas, and you can tell just from that alone. Like, I won't go see it. I don't think neither of us are going to go see it. It looks
Nope.
terrible. I don't even think I'll watch it when it comes on streaming.
Probably not.
I'd much rather try to find something new that I haven't seen yet, because
Yeah.
it just seems like a waste of time. It looks bad. Acting looks terrible. There's way too many of them. Stop making them, please.
If you like corn, you might want to go see it because corn.
Now that's what they should have done. They should have made it a whole new thing. They created corn children. They're little
I mean,
kernels, and then
would
they
be
spend so much time in the sun when they're younger because the parents are just like, go outside, play, don't come in my house. And then the sun makes them pop, and then they're little pop, like little popcorns.
or so they're like in the husk, right? So when they're growing, then bodies start growing from the husk, sort of like if like you're a killer clowns, right, with the cotton candy. So, but like they're corn husk, so it's corn
I
husk
like it.
children, and then they open and you can like peel them, and then they're like, I'm a corn kid.
Oh, I was picturing literally like a corn husk with just arms and legs sticking out the side.
Oh, that's even better. Okay, so they don't even have like clothing and shit. They're literally like corn children, like a husk with
corn
arms,
children.
running around like Mr. Peanut, but they're corn instead of a peanut.
Yeah,
I like it.
that's a way better idea.
Quality material. Would watch.
Hollywood hire us to write movies, I swear.
Why not? Like, we have great fucking ideas, man. I'm just saying.
Next up, we've got Scream 6 that came out on Thursday. This is Sunday, so it's already come out. We already watched it March 9th. I think we really enjoyed it.
It was fun.
This is the most
Violent.
most violent in terms of like actual kills and stuff, but Ghostface is very aggressive. Like way more aggressive than Scream 5.
Homeboy
Angie.
So
Ghosty Angie.
Gosh. I mean, it's my new screen name on IG. Ghosty Angie. Yeah, so I think with the Scream movies at this point, we know what to expect. A Scream movie's a Scream movie. They're not gonna stray too far from the method of how those movies operate.
You mean from the path?
So I was trying to think of I don't know what sound just came out of that.
That was way funnier than it should have been.
I was trying to think of oh yeah, he blez a lot and Stray for the Paths. I was gonna try to think of the sound he makes. I was gonna like arf, and I'm like, no, that's the fucking knock loose and Kuba got all that, but no. And then so I couldn't think of breath, so I just went first thing that came to my mind, whatever that was. Yeah. not. I don't know. Is that as good as my Sir Henry sound? I don't
No, if you guys
No.
follow us on TikTok, watch our Sir Henry's video, and Chandler makes a sound that none of us have been able to replicate. Because we have a
Okay.
thing where I ask him for a scream and he screams on camera, and the noise that came out is inhuman.
I got nothing.
And yeah, it'll never be recreated. Yeah, Scream 6 was good.
I don't think it was anything incredible. I mean, like I said,
No.
it was cool that it was more violent. I like seeing Ghostface in a more violent nature like that, like more aggressive and just whatever. For those of you that watched the trailer, when Homeboy literally teleported in the gas station, they fixed that. It looked like, I guess they did that just for the trailer, but you can definitely
Yeah.
see he doesn't do that in the actual movie, which is nice. The twist did nothing for me. Was relatively predictable. So,
Especially if
uh,
you've seen that other Scream movie.
yeah, the other Scream movie. Yeah, it very much replicates another Scream film in the franchise, like almost identical. So, is it fun? Yeah. Is it good? Sure. Is it anything groundbreaking? No.
Yeah,
But
I definitely think it has rewatch value, and it was better than Scream 5, in my opinion, at least. I think you thought the same way.
yeah, I'd probably say it's better than 5. It's better than 5 and it's better than 3. Yes, your opinion sucks, Fro.
That's fine.
Scream 3 is not good.
That's fine.
But it's not the worst one. We'll go with that. Like it's a fun watch. It's enjoyable. Take it for what it is. Don't expect anything insane.
Here's the
Again.
cliff notes. Ghosty Angie, he goes stab, people go, ah! Scream 6. Oh, also, it's in New York, so, hey, yo, bing bong, I'm Ghostface. That's the whole movie right there. Whole movie.
That would have made the movie better, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't even really go into New York culture at all, except going into a bodega.
If he was on the phone and he was like, bang bong, yo, what's good? And then probably would have made it 20 times better. Or if they would have gotten like hit by a taxi or some shit, or like, yeah, actually, that's an interesting point. I feel like for being in New York, you really didn't see like the New York vibe of things.
They didn't even put the
If that
naked
makes
cowboy
sense.
in the movie.
That would have been funny. That would have been pretty quality.
what
And then
I'm saying.
he kills Ghostface
With the
his
guitar.
ass. No, with his
Oh.
ass.
And
We went too
so
deep.
he hits him with his ass. He said, "Are you seeing stars? Because you're about to be." Bow! And then
And then
twerks him to
Strum. Yep, I like it. Good thoughts, everybody. Good thoughts. What we got next?
death.
Malum.
Malum.
Malumana.
Malcolm in the middle.
Damn. Malum in the middle. I like it.
Damn. This movie looks sick.
It's such an odd thing to me. I just don't. I'm excited for it, but it's the same director as The Last Shift,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And he's just doing a reimagining of his own movie.
Okay, so I saw a video on this today, and I actually agree a lot. So, I think it's Stoney the Great that did it. He said that it's the same director. He's literally just retelling or doing a reimagining of his own movie. But I think it's because now that he has bigger budget than what Last Shift had,
He's able to do more with
there
it?
was limitations in Last Shift, and now he's going to redo those to what he actually wrote. Or
Okay.
wanted to write, I guess. I don't know how much changed from like the original script write into like final script write what actually ended up on camera.
Interesting.
So it'll
It's
be
sort
cool
of-
to see though.
It sort of concerns me though, because I feel like when you have a bigger budget like that, you want to do some more things that might be a little too much, maybe.
Like
'cause-
overdo it just because you have the budget.
Yeah, like Last Shift's a great film on its own. It's a fun horror film that it's nice to see is getting on people's radar now. It's been out for like 10 years now, but
11 years, yeah, it's crazy.
but it's a fun movie. It's really entertaining. So it will definitely be interesting to see what he can do with a bigger budget. I'm just curious, is it going to be like the exact same story? He's just going to add a little more to it, or is it going to be a complete reimagining of the entire concept?
I mean, to be fair, I think we're just gonna have to wait and find out.
You're gonna have to wait and see.
Um,
Funny.
but I mean, like, if he keeps it the same, like, I think it's gonna be really enjoyable. Am I
Yeah.
curious to see what he either adds or takes away? Yes, but
I guess he's a great
It-
director. What else has he done? Look it
go
up.
to the
I
go to
got
the
it.
phones, quick.
I got it. I got
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna put my phone down.
it.
Um,
Andrew Kahn.
but it's not like someone's remaking his movie. He's remaking his movie.
Yeah, which is that makes it a little better. I feel like if someone else was reimagining it, which one, good luck getting the rights because that would be nuts to do, I feel like. But yeah, I think it makes it better that he's trying to do it himself on his own project, which is interesting.
Agreed.
I don't think I've seen anything else he's done. Yeah, I don't know any of these movies. And there's only one, two, three, like 6 of them, but 2 of them don't even have photos and stuff. So
Weird.
there's one called Night School, but I've never seen that, and I don't think it's it's a documentary. Yeah, so I've
Probably about night school.
oh, really? Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, like it's like, hey, you've seen school during the day. We're gonna show you school at night.
Cue
Da
Pornhub
da
intro.
da. No.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Ah! Oh, math. Math is hard. That's not the only thing that's hard. Night school.
Damn. Cue like 90s music intro. Just
Yeah.
that'll be good.
I think it'll be good though. I definitely think we're gonna go see it.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, if it's getting a theater release, which like right it is, okay. So then
I
yeah,
believe so.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool
in the
too.
meantime, what?
I mean, that's also probably another reason he's doing it. I don't think Last Shift had a theater release, so
It wasn't big enough.
no, it's actually smart on his, I guess, on his end because not
Yeah.
only is he getting a theater release and production and marketing for his new movie, that
Yeah.
will make people see his old movie. So
Yeah. So in the case that you haven't seen Last Shift yet, it's streaming on almost every service.
I feel like yeah.
Definitely watch it and then go check out Malum when it comes out on the 31st.
Yeet.
Next up, we got Pope's Exorcist. I watched the trailer for this not long before we started the episode. It's Russell Crowe and a possessed kid, and I saw him throw up a bird. So that's what I expect.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Okay,
Right?
what's next?
No.
Renfield.
No. Don't give me. It looks interesting. It's very much a big budget film. For those of you who haven't seen the trailer, it's about the chief exorcist to the Pope.
Yeah.
And it's based, I guess, off of quote unquote true stories of, I guess, what he did and like the stuff he had to do, which in retrospect is a cool concept. Like follow around the chief exorcist of the Vatican. Like that's sort of wild. But very interesting casting choice. I wasn't expecting Russell Crowe.
Like, I wish Anthony Hopkins wasn't too old and they could have had Anthony Hopkins go back in like he did The Right.
Yeah, it's very much, I feel like, a movie we've seen before.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's anything super fancy, but worth a watch probably. Yeah. I mean, Russell Crowe's a great actor, so why not? Might
Yeah.
as well.
Master and Commander. He's the
man.
master of the commander of the exorcism.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's all I got. Next up, we've got Renfield. Renfield
Oh,
is
God.
Nicolas Cage losing his shit as fucking Dracula. And if that's not enough to sell you on it, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's probably seen the trailers for this at this point. Looks like a horror comedy. Not going to take itself too seriously. It's Nick Cage playing Dracula. What?
That's it.
Like, but you don't
That's-
really need marketing for that. Like you just have to write that on a piece of paper and be like, here, go. And
Movie. There you
it's
go.
gonna be fun. Like we're gonna go see it. Will probably be a fun time. All of Nick Cage's recent movies in general, specifically as horror movies in the past 5,
Yeah.
6 years, have been great. Literally every one of them. Color Out of Space, Willy's Wonderland,
Mandy.
Mandy, I'm forgetting, Mom and Dad or whatever that one's called.
Yeah.
So like he's killing it. Just because he's an unhinged human being and he works perfect in horror movies, he found out, I guess. So Pig, not a horror movie, but great. Are you okay?
Okay. For anyone, I don't know if anyone can hear this. Can you hear the bass behind me?
No.
Okay, so I can hear it through my headphones. My asshole neighbors that live behind us have like an outdoor basketball court at their house, and they have like 12 kids, and I'm not exaggerating. And the dad thinks he's a DJ, so he'll take a DJ rig
Hell
out there
yeah.
and play bullshit DJ Christian songs at 9 o'clock on a Sunday.
You should just go over and join him, bro. Have a good time.
No,
Jam out to some Creed or some
he's not playing Creed.
what's he playing? Like fucking
Me
like
and
Kirk
Jesus
Franklin?
share a burger, and then we got some iced tea, and then he was crucified, and he came back to save me. Oh, Jesus, you're a fucking cool guy. That's contemporary Christian right there. That's country Christian.
If you don't make that a fucking full song and put it on TikTok for the world to see, you need to write that down.
Sometimes I'm too talented for my own good, I swear.
Jesus and me and a burger, bro. Medium rare, you know, because he's the flesh.
I kind of just want to sit on that for a second. That's way too.
And truth of thought sort of won there, and I didn't really know what to say, but it's like my body or his body is the burger, right? You know, because
yeah,
I'd go to church, bro. If you gave me a burger instead of some stupid ass cracker, that'd be cool.
You need a rich girl to go to church and read her Bible.
You need a rich girl. Wait, you need a rich girl. No.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I had all the money in the world.
I'm gonna go kick you in the fucking throat, bro.
He blasting some Skillet, man.
No, bro, this dude ain't cool enough to like Skillet. I promise you.
He's got like
this
counting
music
crows on.
Or no, he's playing
fucking,
like
casting crowns. Sorry, casting.
No,
crowns.
He's playing like George Brown and the Peasants or something.
I really wish that was a band. Hold on.
Christ's Cracker. That's what he's playing right now.
Can we set a hardcore band named Christ's Cracker?
This is my body! Dun, 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 dun.
That would be sick, though.
Honestly, kind of dope.
Beat down. Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
It's like, you're going to die in the pit for Jesus' sins, bro. Fuck yeah. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
Okay, back on track.
Next on the list, we've got The Tank. It comes out April 21st, and I don't know if you know about April 21st because we've known for a long time. It comes out the same day as Evil Dead Rise. As much as I hope it has a good theater release, I think it's totally going to get buried.
Oh, it's going to get absolutely shit on.
So The Tank, we watched it, and apparently it's going to be like a modern day Piranha
/ Slither, right?
Yeah, Slither is what we've seen a lot of.
Basically, they're probably going to go down to like a tank of something, and then it's just going to be a bunch of gross creatures trying to eat them. I assume. I haven't seen anything on it. You mentioned this the other day, and that was the first I heard of it.
Yeah, I watched the trailer today. I wasn't too excited.
We'll see. I'm surprised it's getting a theater release, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
I'll watch it.
But that's about all I can say. There's not truly none about the movie.
They should make another movie called The Taint.
The Tank?
No. The Taint.
The Taint.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so what's the plot of the movie?
A bunch of people go down into a dude's asshole, and there's slithery creatures, and then they have to fight them.
Miss Frizzle in the bus? God damn. That's a booty hole.
That's just That's just Magic School. That video. No. That's a booty hole.
Anyone who had Vine, you know exactly what Vine we're talking about.
That's a booty hole. That's so good.
And on the same day comes Evil Dead Rise,
which blows my mind that it's still been 10 years since the remake.
Yeah,
which
insane.
Arguably top 5 remake in horror of all time.
For sure.
In my opinion, I mean, if we're considering like The Fly and The Thing, obviously, which are technical remakes, yes, even though I think they've at this point overshadowed the original. I think that movie is arguably one of the best remakes ever made. I love that film.
100%.
And hot take, for me at least, that's my favorite Evil Dead film. But it makes sense when I tend to like and gravitate towards newer stuff. However, it's also sort of blasphemy to Fro, given Evil Dead 2 is his favorite horror film of all time. So
but I do really enjoy Evil Dead 2013.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's anything not to like about it.
And exactly. I think it's just fun. It's enjoyable. It knew what it needed to do. It's bloody as fuck. The effects are great. And it also, if I remember correctly, when it first came out, it beat the record for most blood ever used in a film.
Yep.
Something has topped it since then. And I think it was it.
It was it. Yeah.
2?
The second one? 2, yeah, which was
okay.
Yeah. And then what movie did we just watch with like the most amount of blood?
Oh, fucking the Wolf Project Wolf Hunting.
Yeah, that movie is dope.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, Korean cinema does it again. They just know how to make good movies, man. But it's Project Wolf Hunting, I believe, and it's like action meets horror-ish. Like first half of the movie is an action film. The second half of the movie is a horror film. So it's basically if you took Con Air and combined it with like Resident Evil.
Or like Frankenstein, and he's really pissed off.
Yeah. So and you put them all on a boat and just violence. Like just unnecessary blood in everything.
There's way.
I've never seen so much like squelching and squirting blood in my life. Like, I'm pretty sure if you get stabbed in the neck like that, it's not going to do that. But I like the thought.
There are scenes in that movie of people like that are looking for other people to look down a hallway, and they just don't see how much blood is on the floor. I was like, there's blood on all 4 walls in the hallway, the entire length of the hallway.
It's quite literally like pools of blood. Like it's almost sort of like if you guys have ever seen The Witch, Subversion, and the second one, which are Korean films as well. It's sort of like that with the experimentation aspect, I guess, or experiment aspect.
Yeah.
But the first part of the movie, if you guys have ever seen like the Raid films, or I think it's The Night Comes for Us, or the Night. Crap, what is it? The Night Comes for Us? The Night Comes for Us. Google. Yeah, The Night Comes for Us, which I believe is like the same directors or makers or whatever as the Raid series. But that movie, bloody as shit. And the first film, or like the first, hour of this film, or maybe 45 minutes, is very similar to that. It's fun. It's just brutal and a bloody entertaining time. Just watch it. It's worth it. Like, don't expect anything groundbreaking character development wise. Like, that's not what you're going into it for.
No,
that's
the
pointless.
creature's super cool though. He can punch through walls. He can regenerate.
His footsteps sound like gunshots.
Yeah. I forgot.
Like when he's walking on metal and all you hear is cling, cling, cling.
He sounds like a robot. For sure.
And he has
night vision.
Oh yeah, he's got like Predator vision. Like
Yeah,
it's actually that's what a lot of people were comparing. It's like Con Air and Terminator had like a horror baby.
yeah.
Like
And his
it's
eyes are also sewn shut, and the fact that he still has night vision is sick.
pretty sick.
Um,
Not gonna lie, worth it. Just watch it.
yeah, I agree.
If you like the sadness, you'll like Project
Yeah.
Wolf Hunting. Very similar
Um,
vibes.
Next up, I don't think they gave us a release date. April, we're supposed to get Beau is Afraid, the new Ari Aster.
Oh, we didn't.
Um,
Side note, backtrack. We didn't really even talk about Evil Dead Rise. We just said, oh, we
oh
like the
shit,
original.
you're right.
Um,
Sam Raimi producing. Bruce Campbell says it's dope. It's based in an apartment building. It looks
I
creepy
don't.
as shit.
Based off the last one, I don't think they could go wrong
Yeah,
with it. Is it the same director as the last
I
one?
don't think it's the same director.
Okay. I mean that's the only thing that might be a little situational if it's a different director, but based off like the love you have for the last one, I feel like it's hard to fuck up, but it looks good.
Yeah,
I think as long as they just stick to the concept, the trailer looks awesome. I wasn't expecting the trailer, to be honest. I had no knowledge that they were doing another Evil Dead film.
yeah,
Which is funny because Evil Dead's one of those series where it's like you could definitely make a newer franchise out of it, sort of like what they're doing, I guess, even though they waited 10 years in between. But I feel like that's something you probably could just continuously pass on to a new movie, obviously, with how it operates,
yeah.
just like the original trilogy.
I
But
mean, it's also in a way, and I'm not trying to compare the two, but it's kind of like what they did with Scream. They relocated.
yeah,
So now
it's,
it's not in the woods anymore.
yeah, it's very similar.
It's
It's
in a
more of like a
high-rise apartment.
modern day sort of take to it, which should be interesting. We'll see how it goes. But I'm that's probably it's going to sound obviously sort of like a cop out, but that's arguably my most anticipated film so far, just because I love 2013 so much.
Yeah, that and Beau is Afraid are my tops for the year.
Yeah, Beau is Afraid is going to be interesting. I mean, this is where Ari Aster is like I don't know how to put that. Like I feel like with this movie he's getting way more experimental because now he's had two very successful horror films. So I think this is the movie where he's going to be like I'm going to see what I can really get away with. Hence why it's 3 hours long.
That's true.
But also when you hire Joaquin Phoenix as your lead, you're already gonna get an audience out because that dude's already known as one of the best actors of probably the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sort of worried about this film though because I almost feel like it's gonna tread on horror and other shit, maybe not so horror
Like
because he's been.
psychological, maybe?
I mean, I love psychological horror, but I feel like this is definitely going to be much of like a mind fuck, like fever dream film. And I'm all for those, don't get me wrong, but when they're 3 hours long, like
Yeah,
I
like
don't
hit it's a slow burn, but I can't take a 2-hour slow burn into an hour of payoff.
right. So that's what has me worried. I don't because the trailers already look wild. Like I have no fucking idea what's even going on in the trailers.
Yeah,
So
me too.
it's I have the utmost respect and hope or just I what's the word I'm looking for? Like I know or trust, I guess would be the better word. I trust Ari Aster to make a great film. Like he's proven that time and time again already. Um, I'm just worried given the time of it if it's going to be too much.
Yeah.
So 'cause I'd love to see Ari Aster make like an hour and a half, just straight,
Just squeeze
really
it into a small time frame.
well, not even Beau is Afraid, just any movie. Like make an
Yeah,
hour and a half, really forward horror film with his cinematography and the way he's able to film shit. I think that would be sick, but I don't think we'll ever see that. And that's
probably
sort of,
not now.
yeah, which bums me out because I feel like that'd be really cool.
But
But
I mean, who knows though?
yeah, that's true, I guess. I mean,
Hard to
but
say with him, really.
yeah, so I guess we'll see where Beau is Afraid goes. I'm excited for it, but I have no idea what to expect, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I have zero expectations going into that film. I just don't. I have no idea what's going on. So
And it's coming out sometime in April. I don't even think there's a release date.
I
Not
know
that
I can't.
I don't.
I can't remember honestly. Yeah, no clue.
Next on the list, unless I missed movies, is June 2nd, and it's Stephen King's The Boogeyman.
Oh yeah, that is a Stephen King film. Yeah. I don't know. Isn't it Blumhouse? No.
I'm gonna guess so. I don't
It looked
know.
like your big budget, sort of stereotypical in a house monster paranormal activity starts to happen, whatever. Like it's very much in reference to like The Conjuring and like other big films like that, or even as far back as like The Exorcist, whatever. But um I mean I'll go see it.
Who wrote it?
What are you alive? You're just looking
I'm
down.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Boogeyman.
I'm just trying to find out what else he's done. Productioni. The director.
Oh,
The direct.
oh, hold on. Oh,
What?
it's Rob Savage.
Yeah.
Rob Savage directed Host.
Okay, that's already promising then.
So he also directed Dash Cam, which I enjoyed Dash Cam. Dash Cam got a lot of hate in the horror community. I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really fun. The main character is insufferable. Like one of the worst people ever. But if you get past that and you just watch the movie for what it is, I thought it was a fun time. I'm also a sucker for found footage. So I think that's just sort of a go-to. But Host, probably in my top 20 of all time.
Phenomenal.
Like that's just, I mean, it was short to the point, took advantage of modern day technology and filming techniques like Unfriended or whatever, but it did it 20 times better.
Like it was actually good.
Yeah, I mean, Unfriended's not awful, but it's definitely not great. But Host is phenomenal, man. I love that film.
And they did it all during COVID in their own apartments.
Yep, exactly. So that's even more impressive in itself. So that definitely has me interested. Sort of the same concept as Megan. Had low hopes for Megan, but it's the same director as Housebound. So if you put a good director in a horror movie, usually it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, because I have like with Boogeyman, I haven't looked up anything on it yet.
Neither have I. I just saw that one trailer that we saw in theaters, and that's it. I haven't seen anything else. So we'll see. It looks interesting. Hopefully it's good. I mean, big budget films like that can be great. Like Conjuring's great. Ouija Origin of Evil, great. If you put a good director behind it. The second Annabelle, I think, was better than the first, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Like they can be really fun. I think I'm just sort of jaded because a lot of big budget horror movies that come out in theaters just I think a lot of them fall short now. Like because they know how to get people in theaters.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily give a shit about the movie itself, if that makes sense. Like Smile was fun. It's a good movie. I don't think it was a bad movie. Do I think it's a little overrated? Yeah. Because I think It Follows did it better, but still good. Enjoyable.
I mean, and it put butts in the seats. So
but then you got big budget horror films like Halloween Ends. And oh God.
You already know how we feel about it. We've talked about that movie a lot.
I don't even want to talk about it. Let's not even give it time. Jesus, so bad. Oh, speaking of big budget, Insidious 5 is the next one on the list. I mean,
who even watched Insidious 4? Raise your hand.
I honestly forgot. That was like what, Ghost and Key or something like that? I can't remember. I forgot there was a fourth installment. I couldn't tell you what happened in that movie.
I don't even remember the third one.
I think the fourth one is when like she had the cast on her legs and she like broke them to like
that
walk
guy from
really
SpongeBob.
Weird. Yeah, like my leg, you know.
Yeah,
I think that was it because I remember that from the movie specifically because that was a cool scene. The Insidious movies are good; they're fun.
I really only remember the first two.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the third one pretty specifically, but like, do they need another installment? Probably not. But they're gonna keep that going as long as they can. Same with The Conjuring or whatever.
True.
I'll go. I'll go. I mean, I assume we'll go see it. Um, just because I feel like I have to. If I've seen 4 of them, I might as well see the 5th.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So
Quit yawning.
yawning everywhere. But yeah,
Because
we'll see.
next up, you get to talk about Shelby Oaks.
Actually, I take back what I said
Most
about Evil Dead.
anticipated.
Shelby Oaks is my most
Yeah.
anticipated. So for those of you who obviously love our fellow horror enthusiast and probably my favorite movie YouTuber, Chris Stuckman. I've been watching that dude for I don't even know how long at this point, years on years on years. And just seeing his YouTube videos get better and better and better has always been really cool. But then for him to always talk about wanting to direct a film and do a feature length film, etc. Homeboy did GoFundMe or whatever and got over $1 million for his budget, which is wild. And it's really cool to see that the horror community or just the movie community in general came together to support him.
Yeah.
And knowing what he knows about horror, how like I feel like he knows exactly what he needs to do with a movie. He knows how to direct a film at this point. Like I've never disagreed, I think, with a single one of his takes.
Yeah, it's usually the person we go to first
Exactly.
if we're gonna
So
watch reviews.
like, and usually I trust his take with the most confidence ever. So like if he's like this movie's shit, I usually end up agreeing. If he's like this movie's great, same thing. So the fact that he's directing a feature length horror film and you've seen the process, you've seen the behind the scenes a little bit of what he's doing. And it also seems like my type of movie. I don't necessarily think it's found footage, but I think it's going to be in that paranormal realm.
Very cool.
Sort of found footage-esque. I'm not really sure. It looks cool. I mean, there's not enough on it to really know just yet, but
Yeah.
I'm more excited for the fact that I get to see a movie that he's directing, which is really, really cool. And just seeing that come to life is going to be cool. Regardless of if the movie's incredible or not, it's going to be just cool being able to watch that in theaters. I don't know. Is it getting like a limited theater release or is it getting like a full on release?
I mean, my guess is it's gonna be limited because it's like gonna be an indie horror.
Yeah.
But based on the budget, I don't know.
Yeah, fair. I mean, at this point though, we'll see. I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be really good.
And I still
So-
think there's a lot that's not known about it. Like
Well, yeah, like because I've only seen a few behind the scenes things, but I don't really know like
there's
the
no trailer.
overall thing.
Yeah, it's still very mysterious.
Yeah,
So-
but it's also like his first feature length too, so I'm not expecting like the absolute best movie in the world. You know, like he didn't have a budget like Ari Aster did for like Hereditary or something like that, even though that
Mhm.
technically wasn't Ari Aster's first project. But so we'll see. I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to be good.
Definitely, it's gonna. It's so crazy. I mean, like I know we brushed over it, but like seeing a YouTuber make a full length film is wild.
And also seeing a respected YouTuber
That
who
too.
deserves it, and not like a bullshit YouTuber who's just doing it. It's like, oh, I could do this, whatever. It's like someone who you can tell gives a shit about like the movie experience, like because he's been
Yeah.
doing this since he was like 10, and always wanted to do it. So it's cool. So I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Next up, for all you weirdos out there, September 8th, we've got The Nun 2. It's a movie. Next
Pass.
up, we've got
I can pass.
Next up, we've got Cuckoo. Yeah, I'm not even gonna talk about it.
I don't want
I don't
to
like the first one.
First one's terrible. The Conjuring universe is cool. Don't get me wrong. I like the Conjuring movies. I think the last one was a little but
Yeah.
that The Nun sucked. Just stop. If you like that movie, good for you. Whatever. But I think it's utter ass. Pass.
How about this? Instead of watching The Nun 2, what's the name of that goddamn Whoopi Goldberg movie?
Sister Act?
Yeah! Watch that. That movie's
Watch
fucking
Sister
dope.
Act 2 though. Sister Act 2 with Lauryn Hill is sick.
Banger. Yep.
When he hits the high note, when Jesus wax.
just like that.
Yep. Mhm.
So if you want to see more of that, watch Sister Act 2.
Absolute fire. I love that movie.
Next up we got cuckoo, bird sound. However they're gonna pronounce it.
That
Um,
thing. I watched the
yeah,
trailer for this. I don't know if you've seen the trailer.
I watched it
Uh,
right before we started.
So didn't get it. I think that's
Another,
even better.
another crazy child.
Yeah,
I
it's like a
guess.
crazy child. Her daughter starts to act strange, so she has to try to figure out what's going on. But then there's one point in the movie where like 8 women are all getting pregnant at the same time and have kids, and she's like a fertility doctor or something. Looks interesting. I don't really know the concept, even from watching the trailer, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I like going into horror movies not really knowing what the fuck is happening. So
Yeah, me too. Oh boy.
that was Australian too, right? No.
I
No.
don't know.
No. Run Rabbit Run is
Yes.
Australian, which is
Yeah.
also coming out, but I don't know if that's a theater release.
Oh man, I've got a lot to say about the next one.
What's next? Oh, your favorite. So, the same guy who directed the atrocious new Halloween trilogy is directing The Exorcist. And I don't know how he got that job given the reviews of all the new Halloween films. 2018 was okay, but I don't get it. So the fact that he's directing The Exorcist remakes, I don't think that movie needs a remake.
And he's
I feel like,
remaking the trilogy.
yeah,
Like,
that
you're
movie
already
is
like gonna give me an aneurysm, I swear. Like, The Exorcist is one of the most renowned movies of all time. The Exorcist 2 is known to be bad. Exorcist 3 is equally as good as the first and very underrated. And you're gonna fuck them all up.
it's just, if you were to say to me, name a movie in the horror community that's untouchable in regards of its reputation, I'd say The Exorcist is that movie. Everybody knows that film. Everybody still claims that film to be one of the scariest films. Personally, I think it's a little overrated, but for its time, I understand when it came out. Nowadays, maybe not as much, but for its time, I get it. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the movie. I think it's a great movie. But like majority of the movie, if you actually watch it, not a lot really happens. Um, at the same time, that movie is almost untouchable. And the fact that they decide to remake it is annoying me. Like Halloween is one thing. That shit's got like 9 fucking installments. Um, that got worse and worse and worse. And he's a massive slasher character, so you can remake it, whatever. Do what you want. But The Exorcist? Really? Like, are you sure that's where you want to go, man? Like, that's what the
Like,
next one you want to touch?
for those of you who don't know, before, I think it's David Gordon Green, right? Before he did the Halloween trilogy, he directed Pineapple Express. So he can make good movies. But Halloween was his first little toe dip into the horror game, and it wasn't good. So my hopes for this are very low. I'm still going to go see it, probably just to criticize, and I know a lot of people hate that.
I just,
But
out of all films, like if you're gonna remake arguably one of the most renowned films in horror of all time, probably like next to what, The Exorcist, The Thing, and I don't know, fucking maybe like OG Texas Chainsaw or some others or whatever, like whatever you consider the most renowned horror films of all time, like Rosemary's Baby or other whatever. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this name and brand to random movies, but when you think like some of the most renowned films, usually The Exorcist always comes up in horror. Always. It's never out of the picture. So why would you give it to a director who just released a trilogy that got like bombed? Yes, it did well in the box office, but only because it had Halloween on the name.
yeah,
Its reviews are shit.
which is why Season of the Witch didn't do well, but it's arguably a better movie than the last half of the franchise.
Oh, 100%. But like, so I just don't. Why him? Why does he get to touch that movie? That makes no
Like,
sense to me.
Why was it not given to Mike Flanagan?
Yeah, give it to Flanagan. Flanagan has proved himself time and time again in the past 10 years that he can make an incredible horror film and an incredible horror TV series. Give it
Yeah.
to Flanagan. Give it to
Speaking of that,
somebody.
I'm sure you saw the artwork for it, but Flanagan made a poster for a new Nightmare on Elm Street,
Did not see that actually.
and it actually looks like Robert Englund. Like the makeup looks great. If you see a picture of it, it's blue. It's just like half of Freddy's head, and then
Flanagan could remake whatever the fuck he wants, and I'd probably trust him enough to be like, he knows what he's doing.
okay, I'm gonna test you on that. You ready?
Oh God.
Kangaroo Jack.
Yes, absolutely. As long as you bring back Anthony Anderson.
Cool Runnings.
No, because I
That's what I
feel
thought.
like they try to put like Kevin Hart
As
like
Sanka?
as Sanka or like the main of somebody in that movie. And I'm just like, don't get me wrong.
He'd
I
have
like
to be
Kevin
Junior
Hart.
because he's short.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And he'd be like
Junior.
Kalula. Like, so no, I feel like the guy who plays Luke Cage would be
Yul Brenner?
Yul Brynner.
Same.
And then who else? Who would play Sanka? That's a really good one. Oh man. That's hard. Who would play Sanka? I'd have to really think about that. But yeah, regardless, no, because that movie also untouchable. Don't do
I
it.
agree. I
Don't
agree.
do it. Never touch it.
But well, yeah, when it comes to horror, Flanagan can literally do whatever he wants.
Also, neither of those are horror movies. So what?
You said anything. You were not
Okay.
specific at
Okay,
all,
fair-
so
fair
I
point.
ran with it.
Fair point. Fair point. Okay.
Yeah.
Kangaroo Jack was the first movie that came to your mind.
It was. I'm not sorry about it either.
That
Next up,
movie's-
we've got Saw 10. Why?
Why are they making these still? Just stop. Don't like the original Saw, great film. James Wan, great, cool. But like when did they stop being good? Like after
Okay, so
3?
a lot of people stop at 3. I like up to 5.
Okay.
And
yeah,
then I fell
could
off
agree
after
with that.
5.
But like at this, don't get me wrong. You want to watch a marathon and the storytelling behind all of them is wild. It's actually pretty unbelievable that they're able to do that with all of those. Like the storytelling's great.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's just stop. Like because at this point, this isn't even 10. This is technically 11 because Chris Rock did his
For Spiral.
reimagination for Spiral, which wasn't good. So I don't know.
From what I can gather, this is a prequel.
Right? It's like before him or like when he was young. I don't know how they're gonna.
So I'm guessing it's before John's wife got cancer. I'm guessing.
Yes, but isn't that what caused him to become Jigsaw?
Yeah. So I'm not really sure how that's gonna.
They're pretty much
gonna
making up a brand new story to make a prequel be able to happen.
Yeah.
Like they're almost forcing it, which is because they know they couldn't make another installment without it being before. Probably they're like, we need to do this. It's I don't know. They've just
always the prequels, bro.
They've only gotten worse over time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's too much. I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I'll go see it. It's Saw. Whatever. Like it will put my ass in the seat. You'll get your money. Cool. But I'm just not super excited for it. I think Saw needs to stop and just be done. Period. I thought it was going to be done at like 6. And then it just kept going.
Well, especially because John died in 4.
Yeah. So 2 forever remains my favorite. But just stop, please.
Next up, not next up. I guess it's the end of the list. I've got 4 movies on my part. I think you added some to yours too that don't have release dates yet.
Yeah, but we're like an hour over, so we'll just go over these 4 and go from there.
Yeah. The Strangers doesn't need a remake. Gonna be dumb. Pray at Night was dumb. You don't need to write 3 movies. It doesn't even need a remake in the first place.
That movie, that's another movie to me. Like a lot of people think it's overrated, don't get me wrong, but I adore that film. I like the realism of it. I think that film's borderline untouchable. I don't think it needs a. It came out in 2008, right? Why does it need a remake? Anything made in the past 20 years does not need a remake. That's fucking dumb.
And they've already come out with a sequel, and now they're rewriting the first one and making another sequel,
and
then a third one.
And the sequel didn't come out that long ago, right?
No,
Like 3-4 years ago, 2-3 years ago, something like that. So I just don't, the only redeeming factor of it is that I'm pretty sure Madeline Petch is the lead, and I'm not a
Pray at Night came out in 2018,
yeah. So what, 4 years?
and they're already gonna remake it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like Madeline Petch, love you to death. You're one of my biggest celebrity crushes. Just notice me, thank you. But Riverdale's not that great of a show, unfortunately. Sorry, but you're so pretty. Oh God. So I might watch it for that. But
I
aside
really
from
hope
that,
one day she actually listens to this podcast.
I'd cry. I'd
Manifest it, Chandler. Manifest it.
let me touch your butt. Thanks. So aside from that,
After the date part.
the what part?
After the date.
But he can't cook, so you're probably gonna go to like Chili's or something, which that's pretty dope.
We bougie. I'll take you to Sonic.
And he gonna give you a corn dog before he give you the corn dog. You know what I'm saying?
Corn dog on corn dog. You know, we crossing corn dogs.
Hate that. But yeah,
Band name crossing corn dogs.
Yeah, I'll put it on there. Don't you
And we
worry about
both,
that.
and then we squirt some ketchup on each other. I'll let you sit with that. While we cross corn dogs, we lather.
You
each
ever
other
just
up in
want to
ketchup.
disappear? That's me right now.
That's me every day. That's why I have depression.
But I'm right there with you, strangers. Like I don't know why you're touching it at all.
It's like stop. It's too early. It's too soon. You're clearly running out of ideas.
Yeah.
And if it's gonna be, and if it, oh, and the concept is they're gonna be in like an Airbnb, so they're making it barely more modern. They're like, oh, so instead of staying in this like motel hotel, you're just in an Airbnb. Like,
That's stupid.
fuck off.
Salem's Lot. It ain't gonna be half as scary as the fucking original. So there is no point to make that movie.
So it's Stephen King, obviously.
But the original is fucking scary, bro.
Is there an original?
Yes, dude.
Right? No, there is, right?
Yes. I just don't. Yeah, it's. Hang on. Oh no, I just don't remember the year. Yeah, bro, it's 79.
It was
there
like a
was a
mini
sequel
series
to it
though.
in 87.
Wasn't it like a mini series though, not a movie?
There was also a miniseries. No, there was a movie and there was also a miniseries.
Oh, okay.
The movie is fucking sick and
Yeah,
it's
I've
actually terrifying.
I've seen the original. I couldn't tell you last time I saw it. But yeah, I just
Unless
I
I'm
don't know,
wrong and they did the same thing the way they did It, where It is a mini series, but it's
yeah,
two
like,
things put into one. It could very well could be.
yeah, because I don't know because I don't know enough about it because I remember the miniseries if I remember correctly, but like they're doing the same thing they did with Pet Cemetery. They're doing this whatever and It. I mean, obviously Stephen King is just easy source material, so
For
why
sure.
not? But I don't really have high hopes for it. But the last, I don't know. I like the new It movies. Do I enjoy Tim Curry more? Of course, always. But I do like the new movies. I think they're cool and they have a big budget, so they were able to do with what they could. But like the new Pet Cemetery was sort
Not
of
good.
was sort of ass. Yeah. So I feel like he's very much like M. Night Shyamalan. I feel like any of his adaptations are going to be very hit or miss.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Why are you thinking about?
Wasn't intentional.
How are you thinking about crossing corn dogs?
Nope. It wasn't
You should.
intentional, but life comes at you fast, and if you blink, you might miss it or something.
You know, gang. But yeah, we'll see it. I'm not super enthusiastic about it.
Yeah,
So
me too.
We'll see.
Um,
Thank you for your add-on, sir. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Next up, we've got Maxine, which is going to be the end of the Mia Goth trilogy, where she's a crazy ass bitch.
That should be the tagline for the old trilogy. Just, you want to see Mia Goth be crazy ass bitch? There you go. Like, I think I'm in the minority when I say I didn't like Pearl that much. I thought Pearl was okay. It was definitely more of a storytelling piece and like a character development movie. Whereas,
it was like more film noir.
yeah, whereas
Like,
X was just a straight slasher.
yeah.
So I'm interested to see where Maxine lands because it's gonna be set after X, correct? When she leaves,
and in Hollywood. So
yeah. So
I'm seeing a lot of coke.
Coke on coke on coke, coke and
Yeah.
titties, just coke and titties.
That's Hollywood, baby.
Yeah, like coke on titties and then titties on coke.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not much known about it. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. But Ty West has been absolutely crushing it.
Well, he already has it filmed, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. We just haven't seen trailers or anything for it, so
Nope.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean the only thing we saw was the after credit after Pearl.
Yeah, but if anything, it will probably come, I assume, later this year, if anything.
So I need to see Mia Goth in a Grand Theft Auto Vice City movie. That's what I need.
About it.
Would be
Absolutely
sick.
about it. What we got
Tell me it's any different. Last one on our list, we actually just watched the trailer for it, and it is Hunt Her, Kill Her. It looks like your stereotypical, I'm a janitor, and I'm in a warehouse, and there's 4 people that are going to hunt me, and then after that, they're gonna kill me.
It looks like a combination of looks like a combination of Your Next and Haunt ish, or maybe like Your Next and Last Shift, because she's working a shift by herself.
Or Last Shift and Chrome Skull. Or sorry,
because one of them literally looks like Chrome Skull from later.
I think all the masks are metallic from what it looks like in the trailer.
I think so. Yeah, it looks pretty cheesy, to be honest, but it could surprise you. You never know, but it definitely looks relatively cheesy. They don't show much in the trailer, just a bunch of running. Janitor works a shift by herself, and then 4 dudes come to kill her. Simple concept. Can it be executed properly? Sure, but is it usually? No. So I guess we'll just have to see. But it looks fun. So I'm surprised that's actually getting a theater release. It didn't look like it would.
Like a to-be release.
Yeah, or something like that.
I mean, I definitely think we have an interesting year of horror ahead of us in the theater. We can't even cover all the streaming releases because there's going to be way too many. But I think we have a really good year for.
Do you think this year will be better than last year? I think last year had a pretty solid run.
Yeah, last year was really strong. Really strong. I mean, granted, like, I don't know, Scream 6 did huge number. Like, I'm just looking at the list. Scream 6 did huge numbers. The Pope's Exorcist is religious, so there's probably going to be people in the seats. Evil Dead Rise is already huge. Beau is Afraid is an Ari Aster, so that's guaranteed. Boogeyman, Stephen King, probably going to get people in the seats. Insidious is definitely got people in the seats. The Nun, also going to be there. The Exorcist, it's going to be people that are either just now getting into horror or just kind of have any sort of interest in it, or people that are literally going to talk shit on it.
Us. Hi, that's us.
Yeah. Yep. Saw, whatever. I don't know. Like, it's a good mix, but we'll see. And I mean, this is only what's released so far.
Yeah, because I feel like we watch majority of the stuff we watch at the time, or at least in the majority of the year, ends up not being theater releases. So just find random shit. So we'll have to see.
Yep. Well, thanks everyone for checking out. Thanks everyone for checking out another episode. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram and talk to us. We're nice. I look mean, but I'm nice, I promise.
I'm not nice.
And yeah, he is. He can't cook, but he's nice. Okay. Any last words that you would like to?
Where you going?
Wah! Bye!